I got them from Ross for $12.
Nice. these glasses put me $2 in the negative, but I look great. That's good.
And he goes, can I drive your Ferrari in 2 years? I'm going to go, absolutely. But I'm going to talk shit first.
Were those were the risky business glasses?
Yes, Risky Business, a movie from 37 years ago that I have not seen. I'm sorry.
Do you know the movie reference? We have Bush. What movie that's from?
No.
We've got Bush.
No.
Revenge of the Nerds?
No.
Never seen Revenge of the Nerds?
No, never. Isn't that the one where there's So all I've heard about Revenge of the Nerds, forgive me, is outrage on Twitter from the fact that basically what happened in the last scene is rape. Right?
It's been a while. It's been like 40 years.
Didn't the guy dress up as her boyfriend and smash, and then he's like, "Oh, it's actually me."
Oh yeah, but that was
cool
okay back then.
Yeah.
Semi-rape was
I
okay.
can definitely see how that would be rape, though. But that's all I've heard about
Times
the movie.
have changed.
Times have, yeah. we can't impersonate another man.
And at the end of the show, it was like we got to be good to each other. The moral story.
Yeah.
We got to be good to each other, and semi-rape is okay.
Yeah, that's good. They really pushed a good. That's good.
Do you? Okay, what movie is the term? We've got Bush. You know the movie? We've got Bush. Booger said it in the movie Revenge of the Nerds. You never saw Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah. I have.
Remember that? Where they're looking through the thing? We've got Bush. Don't remember that.
a little zinny for the game.
Another movie, PJ, for you to watch.
I'll watch it, even though it promotes semi-rape. That's actually just rape.
Threes.
Oh yeah, man, I have one. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to go with the 6.
Oh, because you're a man and me, just a boy.
You know what? Keep those. I got tons of them.
Oh, thank you, sir. Why do you have so many?
You guys see my pepper spray? I showed him this. If you don't want
Who makes that?
Mace. But if you don't want to kill someone,
That kind of takes the fun out of it.
No, they'll suck.
I can believe it to some degree, I would say. I'm such a big fan of bro science, to be honest, like just in general, because truth be told, who's gonna know? The guy sitting behind the desk looking at stats, or the guy doing it every day? I don't know. Like,
yeah, it's like going to GNC and the fat guy's like, I know what you need.
yeah, no chance.
No, you
I'd
don't.
rather
You
listen to the
fucking
buff dude
asshole.
that's gonna tell me that's like he has no science-based facts, but clearly what he's doing works. Like, tell me the information.
That's
here.
like me telling you how to make money.
Yeah.
Gotta keep showing up. I don't know how. All right. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Luis is like, I gotta get back to work.
No, you're good. I actually enjoy this.
I can't believe that, and he's a good dude. And if you're out there and you hear me, no disrespect. I even said it to his face. I said, no disrespect, but you're a black dude and your podcast is called BBC.
He knows this.
I know.
He knows it for a fact.
I know, but that's just
What does BBC stand for?
big black.
The British Broadcasting.
Oh, Briz. Oh, his podcast.
It's good.
Oh, okay.
I don't watch BBC.
Is that what his podcast means?
It's called
Big
BBC.
Black-
Yeah.
I don't know what it means. But
No, it's not what it means. I don't.
Oh,
believe.
okay.
But it is like the. It's kind of become more of a meme as of late. I would say like people all think like my age and younger would say BBC just means that.
yeah,
You know, so which is funny.
it's like saying
Maybe we should
UFC
have a
doesn't mean
t-shirt.
UFC.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like BBW,
Big Boy Cock.
Big Boy Cock Wars.
BBC. That's another one besides the Freak Party.
The
Freak
merch
Out.
is-
Was it Freak Out or Freak Party?
Freak offs.
Freak Offs.
Yeah, the weekly freak offs.
He's gone forever. All right, guys. Welcome back to the. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready. All right.
What's up,
Wait,
everybody?
can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
So I do think.
We're gotta keep it in.
Sorry,
from there.
can I ask a question, guys? I do think that maybe the people need like some idea of who everybody is to some degree to watch the podcast. Because like, why would they watch me? You know, you're cool looking, but me, I'm just a guy. So
You're cool.
I look
I'm
like
cool,
I just
right?
got out of prison.
welcome back to the MMA Weekly podcast. We're going to be covering the highlights, all the stuff MMA this week. Me, personally, I'm over at Flow, professional gamer, professional fighter from the influencer scene, and we're back in the podcast studio. It's nice. It's going good. I think a little intro like that's maybe good.
It sounds great. Let's
Do you
keep
think
it.
that sounds
Let's
good?
keep that one. Sounds good.
All
I'm an
right,
old
sick.
guy with a white beard, and
No. Come on. You got to go a little more in depth. This is your show here.
Yeah, but I like kind of like being.
I'll do
The
it down
founder
low.
/ owner of
Down
MMA
low.
Weekly, one of the biggest MMA news outlets in the world, is here with us. I feel very honored to have you in the room.
BBC
Sponsored by Medic.
Yes, of course.
We should get a Medicare sponsor. AARP,
Hey.
hit us up. All right.
I'm
And
good.
my name is Bobby. I go by Bad Bob on Instagram. I am a former U.S. Army sergeant and Iraq combat vet. I'm also the host of the Life of War podcast. But here we are with MMA Weekly, giving you the best MMA news in the world. What's up, gents?
Wow, this intro felt professional, kind of. I actually kind of like this as an intro. This is good. Let's keep going.
You know what? When I watch podcasts and it's too much like, and not just to bring up the GOAT Rogan, but they just go into it and it's just like the boys. I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when guys are like, hello, I'm Robert.
No, I love it, but also like, so I watch this guy named Matt Arroyo, right? He starts all his Instagram videos. He goes, I'm Matt Arroyo, former UFC fighter. I'm going to show you this move today. And it goes, oh, that's why I should listen to you. Got it.
I like
you
that.
know?
Or we could take a page out of the No Jumper book. MMA Weekly, the baddest, coolest podcast in the world.
Yeah.
Freak offs.
Freak off. MMA Weekly
MMA
Freak off.
the weekly freak
I just
off.
ordered the baby oil.
1,000
bottles. We're in.
What?
We're in, boys.
1,000?
Hopefully it shows up halfway during the show.
That's 1,000 that they found. Think about the last 26 years, how many he's used.
I mean, wasn't
How many
Did they ever
landfills?
clean the place? Wasn't there like somebody that come through
Slick
and,
in there.
and mop the
It's
floors?
slick in that.
skiing in
building.
LA, baby.
It's like it's my dream.
He's a weird guy.
Oh,
But I can't lie. If I got an invite back in the day from P. Diddy to show up, or Puff Daddy, I'm old, I would have went.
Did he
the
do
diddler.
it?
He definitely did it.
Did he do it?
Did he do it? No
Did he
Diddy.
do it?
No Diddy. He's definitely
Is he the
Swinging a
new
certain way. That's all
the
right.
new Epstein?
But kind of. I think. Well, I don't know. I should cut that out of the podcast.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, okay, allegedly, but to me, what do you think? Do you think he's the CIA asset?
No.
I have
FBI
no idea.
asset?
Great music though. Great music.
Yeah. Shout out to Bad Boys.
Yo, bro, you
you
gotta
seem-
separate the art from the artist.
You seem a
Okay.
little uncomfortable about this, PJ.
Well, he's got a big following.
Oh,
Separate the art from the artist.
If I had
Come
2
on.
million people on TikTok watching me, I'd be a little, political about what I say.
I don't know. I haven't been to a party yet.
You just partied
but-
today at Durango.
But the baby oil sounds.
This
sounds
is
rather
good. This is good for
interesting.
an MMA podcast.
Well, speaking of baby oil, I want to ask a serious MMA question.
Yeah, let's
BJ
go.
Penn oiling?
No,
Or was
or
that
it was- no, GSP. Do you,
GSP was
remember
oiling.
that?
you're a jiu-jitsu
Oiling?
black belt.
Yes, sir.
You roll with grown men every day.
All of the best in the world.
Do you think there is an extreme advantage if someone has got too much oil from the cut?
A million percent. Because there's so many things that you cannot do. So of course, at these Diddy parties, there's no way that anybody was getting choked unconscious or armbarred for sure. Too
Totally
slippery.
safe. Totally safe.
Totally safe. Totally safe.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna
is
get
it true?
canceled.
I heard that fighters would. What would they do? Soak
Soak in
in
it,
lather in it, and then the night before and wash it off, and then it would like exude through the skin.
It comes
during
out through
the
your
fight.
pores.
there-
Yes,
when
that's true.
When I was in the Army, I had a couple, no disrespect if you watch, some fat soldiers, some soldiers that couldn't make
Thick boys. They
Yeah,
call them.
they
Yes.
couldn't make the regulation to make weight.
BBCs.
And they would throw on A&D ointment on their stomach and then wrap themselves in plastic wrap, and then they would, cut 2 or 3 inches off their waist to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
weight. Because you got to make weight, not just weight, but you got to make tape. Your neck and your waist have to be a certain, to be in the regulation to be a professional soldier. But I could see it being
How
an
did they
advantage.
come up with the criteria? I mean, like
Some 4-star generals sat in a meeting with some other 4-star generals, and
go. This is the.
This is what
thickness
I
and
think
the
soldiers
length
should
and the
look like.
wideness.
yeah, they all needed to look like me.
Yeah, you look
Yes.
good.
Beautiful.
Yes, handsome.
A freaking
So-
GI Joe doll.
For the viewers, we didn't want to not be consistent.
You do look like a GI Joe doll. You have the ginger hair, like GI Joe. I like it.
My
All
dad,
the-
my
all
dad's
the-
a big
all
freckle.
All the face tattoos of all my GI Joe soldiers I had growing up, the same as a GI Joe.
And he's got
I look
the
like
Kung
the
Fu
enemy.
grip.
I look like the guy who's gonna get chased down the entire episode. But when you have to shave and look perfect for a decade plus, when you get out, you rebel a little bit and you look like this after
Makes
a while.
sense. You look good though.
Yeah. So there hasn't been so much going on in the MMA world, the fight world, but we wanted to be consistent, so we wanted to continue to, keep a weekly show and keep a presence. One of the things that I did want to talk about that's been plastered over my social media is, and you guys probably know, is Michael Chandler is no longer going to fight Conor McGregor. and I wanted to ask both of you guys. You've been around the fight game a long time. Not just what you think about the impact of the fight not happening, but what is this going to do to Michael Chandler's career at 38 years old? He's my age. We're both born in '86. Like, do you think that he probably missed out on like 6 fights, to be realistic?
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to hurt
Because he
him?
was very active. Super active fighter.
So will Michael Chandler be hurt?
Oh, of course.
He's
hurt by
already
this.
been hurt.
So I do believe, so my whole opinion on that is that Michael Chandler, in waiting for this fight, he came over to UFC super active. Yes, he missed out on 6 fights. How long has it been? 2 years?
Yeah,
3
about
years?
2
Something
years,
like that.
yeah.
It's been crazy. So he's missed out on so many fights, but the promotion that he's got for being Conor's opponent, I think does make up for it to some degree. Granted, not getting the fight is like huge because he missed out on how many millions of dollars for the payday. And it takes a crazy man to say, you know what, forget it. I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to fight this other guy. And
A guy that beat him when he
Yeah.
was fighting for the belt, Charles Oliveira.
yeah. So I do think that it is like not good that he's missing out on this massive payday. But the promotion that you get from even being announced as Conor McGregor's opponent, so in a different sort of sense, my friend Hasim Rockman Jr. was supposed to fight Jake Paul in like 2020 at the Madison Square Garden. Never got the fight, but because he had that promotion, like he still is talked about as like, and he's a great boxer, one of the greats actually, but because of that, he still has so much promotion behind him because that's always brought up all the time. So I think that if Michael Chandler uses this well, he can still get a lot of publicity from it. So honestly, yes, it's not the 100% that he was looking for, but he's still getting like 60% because of the promotional. I'm sure many sponsors have come to him and all that stuff. So sucks, but overall, still a win in my opinion.
Let me ask you, you've been around the fight game since the Coliseum. All right.
The Roman one.
He's going to kick me off of this podcast.
I went to the LA Coliseum for the first K1 in America when Brock Lesnar. I was there.
Oh, way
when Brock
back.
Lesnar and when Hoist Gracie fought Sakuraba.
So let me ask you this. You've been engulfed in the MMA world. Obviously, you have one of the biggest platforms in MMA culture. You've watched a lot of champions come and go, make a lot of money, be the top of the game, fall off, come back. Do you think that Conor's actually going to come back and fight? Like your honest opinion. Think about all the posts about whatever may be going on or maybe not going on, but like the money.
The problem is that I don't care, and this is coming from somebody that like I love Conor because I make money with the website, but it's like it just gets so old after so long, and I feel bad for Chandler because he's at the later stages of his career. And it's actually you make most of your money at the end of your career, even if you're not winning, because you're like, you're like poised, getting the big bucks and everything, even though you may not be necessarily the champion at that point. You're raking it in, and so how many of those fights has he lost? But yeah, that's the problem. Is like I'm starting not to care. And that's the problem.
Do you think the fans feel the same way?
I don't know. Do you? Do you feel the same way?
Or do you think he comes back and it's another 2 million?
So I'll say 2 things. One, on your side, no matter what he does, even if he doesn't fight again, he's still headlines for you, right? So if you post something about him, it's still going to get better views than almost anything, right?
Right.
So anything that he teases is good for you. As a fan, do I want to see him fight again? Of course. But as a business guy to some degree, I do think that he's only going to take the fight that makes the most money or makes the most sense. So, obviously, to me as a fan, I don't think the Michael Chandler fight, although big for MMA fans, probably wasn't the right move as far as what Conor wants, right? He probably wants like another crazy boxing match that's going to break records, or he wants... I don't know if the Michael Chandler fight necessarily breaks records the same way that a McGregor title fight would or a McGregor boxing fight would. So I do think that he does fight again, but it has to be a very specific fight.
Do you think if Chandler beats Oliveira, he's up for the belt?
Yeah, I would say yes.
I think he's up for whatever.
He said yes so much.
Yeah, the UFC. I'm not saying the UFC owes him so much, but they owe him so much. And I'd like to know. They've kind of kept it quiet of like how did the decision. Dana's kind of been quiet about it. Chandler hasn't really said much whether it was his decision or not, and maybe it was his wife. Maybe she's like, can you imagine that 2 years?
That's a long time.
And you're hanging around the house, and the wife's just like, when are you gonna fucking go to work? That's how it would be with me. It's like, when are you gonna get out of here? And so I imagine it was the wife that decided, okay, you got to find a new boyfriend to dance with, and it's not gonna be Connor.
Yeah, I could see him definitely fighting for the belt next. Connor obviously has been very outspoken that he wants to fight in BKFC. He's one of the owners of that. He said he has 2 fights left on his contract. I'm going to ask you, because you've been in the promotion side, you got a big following. I've heard some rumors, and this is just a rumor. Don't clickbait this. I have no idea that they're inside the UFC brass. They're keeping Connor from fighting because they want to have him on the docket list to use as leverage with the new deal with whether it's going to be ESPN or whatever. They're saying if he fights he only has 2 fights left. So if Connor fights these 2 fights and he's out, it's not good for the UFC. But right now they can, hey, we still have Connor for this many fights and use him as leverage.
Right.
Do you think they would? I don't know. Like, why would you not want your?
So when is the UFC doing a new deal? Because I'm not familiar. So
they're in negotiations now.
Right now? Oh, yeah,
I believe they are.
Then of course they need Connor on the roster. Of course they do. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah, the fight game has been. What's crazy about the fight game right now, I think we've gotten away, and there goes my wife right there. Call her back. The fight game has changed to we're focusing more on the stars in the actual sport. And I don't know if that's good for the sport or it's not, because we've seen so many amazing champions come and go, and everyone says, and Dana said it before, people come to him, and what are you going to do when Ronda leaves? Or what are you going to do when GSP or Nate or whatever? And it always somehow over time, regardless of the situation, there's a next guy. Mm-hmm. There's a next woman. I'm wondering if we need to focus more on the sport itself than the I'm just going to answer it while we're filming.
Good.
We're live right now.
Airplane mode.
We had to wait
friend.
a little while. My wife just called. She's beautiful. She's pregnant with our son, I hope. I love you. And I'll call you back.
A little guest on the podcast. Very nice.
When your pregnant wife calls, you have to answer. So, being someone who actually trains all the time, do we, as fans, just want the blowout, crazy Connor Chandler fights with the knockouts and all the views, or do we really want to get back to the bread and butter of why this whole thing exists and have the best fight the best and focus on like the craft?
So I think there's 2 things, right? You want to see the best fight the best. Obviously, hardcore fans want the best versus the best. On the promotional side, you need the most eyeballs on you possible, right? So I think that it's a double-edged blade in that sense, where, like for me, we talked about it with the John Jones fights coming up, right? So he's going to fight Stipe, and I think that's a fight that hardcore fans want to see. But I was saying, and I got some, blowback for this, right? Some backlash, because I said I want to see him fight Alex Pereira because that's probably the most marketable viral fight of the whole thing, and obviously people want to see him fight Tom Aspinall and all this. And for me, as a fan, but also somebody who wants to see the sport do well, we kind of need a mix of both, right? So for me, my ideal world, like John Jones would fight Stipe, and then he fights Alex for the views, brings in more eyeballs, because I think that fight is a fight that brings in like a lot more people, a lot more casual fan base, especially like TikTok clips, all that stuff is going to go crazy. And then he fights Tom Aspinall, rides off into the distance, would be my opinion. So we definitely need a mix of those like publicity fights and the real like who's the actual best fights.
Well, speaking of Pereira, he's going to fight Khalil Roundtree. And I watched almost every single Khalil Roundtree fight. But when he came back from training in Thailand, he was a completely different monster. Mm-hmm. And I've seen this guy in person at the golf range in Las Vegas. I said hello. Massive guy for 205. What do you guys?
An iron or a driver?
I wasn't staring that hard, but I don't know, probably a driver. We all go out there and try to kill the ball. What do you guys think's because that fight's coming up, I think, early October. We got Pereira once again stepping in on almost short notice. He just fought. This guy fights almost every 8 weeks. How do you guys think that fight's going to go? Roundtree or Pereira?
I go with momentum, and right now nobody has more momentum than Alex.
Yeah, I would say the same. Momentum is important. Obviously, being a man as well, once you have some belief in yourself, it compounds, right? And Alex probably feels like unbeatable right now, and he looks unbeatable. So I would go with Alex as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an absolute savage. That dude steps in. He's a scary guy. He's the only guy to never speak and still become one of the most famous MMA guys in the world. That guy's an absolute savage. And I love the skits he does. Shout out to Nina Drama. She's a friend of mine. She's always, been supportive of me and my wife. And some of the skits that I think she puts them in, they're not normally going to be in. So they're maybe a little uncomfortable, but they still do it. And it's just fucking hilarious. And I love it.
Talking about
Sugar Sean's on the screen.
our friends at Happy Punch, old Sean O'Malley, somebody thought he was Conor McGregor.
You know, he does look exactly like him if you've never watched UFC before.
I mean,
Yeah, the
what would
bravado, the
you-
way he carries himself.
He just went with it too. When this person came up to him, thought it was Conor McGregor, and I was thinking, what would I do if somebody thought I was Conor McGregor? What would you do? And it was like, yeah, I'd probably go with it too.
I would definitely. I mean, look at the same thing happens with Dana. Every month, at least one or two people think he's Joe Rogan, and he just says, "Oh, what's up?" and takes a picture. So I would go with it and take a picture.
So when I was with Dana White at one of the last events, I took a picture with him and I posted it on my Twitter and my Instagram, and I was like, "Yo, just met Joe Rogan, insane!" And he got fall into the meme a little bit, and everyone's like, "Yo, that's crazy. Joe Rogan looks a little different today, but yeah, it's insane." So this is good, and you know what? It's good on Sean because once again with the age of social media, he's probably arguably the best fighter at promoting himself through socials. Yeah, you gotta just go with it, bro. You gotta make the person's day. One time when I was like 5 years old, I saw this guy at the store that I swear was the White Power Ranger from Power Rangers. And not my stepdad, my sister's dad was like, went up, got his autograph from me. And now that I think back on it, I was like, that guy was a cashier. There's no way he was a Power Ranger. But I'm so glad that he did that for me.
That was nice of him.
It's very nice.
Once a month, people think I'm Max Crosby. And I'm like, you obviously don't know how large that guy is. So, Max, I appreciate you for the publicity. People taking pictures with me at 7-Eleven. Oh, Max Crosby. I'm like, that dude's a monster.
I keep telling my wife I look like Tom Cruise, but
I
she
do
still
see it.
doesn't
If he grew a
think
beard
so.
and got taller, I could see it.
She says I look like the fat version off of Tropical Thunder.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, my wife and I, if we do have a son, we're thinking of the name Maverick because that's my dad's favorite movie, which is also Logan Paul's brand.
Yeah.
Shout out to Logan Paul. I might name my son Maverick. I need some merch.
Or Power Ranger.
No.
Power Ranger would be an insane name.
Yeah,
Would
he would shoot me when he's 13. What do we got next on the docket
What do we
here?
got next? Oh, it's another. Sean is calling out.
Do we have sound on this? Is there a way to hear the sound?
He's such a big dude. If Devin Haney wants to talk shit, really wants to fight, I'll put $1 million, me versus him, no time limit, and we can fight. MMA rules, just a fight, or we can do no rules. So if you want to fucking eye poke me, you can do a real fucking fight. If you want to talk shit on Twitter, we can really, really actually fight. Or just don't talk shit. One of the two. Either don't talk shit or let's actually fight. Yeah, I would box. I wouldn't put $1 million amount of money, but I would box Devin Haney. Just box him, just to protect him. I would just simply box him, but he wouldn't simply just fight me. So, don't talk shit.
So I think, the thing here is obviously $1 million is not going to sway either of them, really. To be honest, well, maybe Sugar Sean because it would be so easy.
But he's saying boxing. There's no way.
He put not in boxing. He's gonna lose in boxing,
but he doesn't care to lose. It's still easy to lose.
In a fight though, that's like a no. Obviously, that's a no brainer. Sugar Sean would clears him probably with one hand. He could tie one hand behind his back and beat up Devin Haney in an actual fight. So it's just so funny that they keep going back and forth. Obviously, the boxing match would do numbers, and they'd make a lot of money for it, way more than $1 million, right?
Why is he mad at Haney?
Haney was just talking a lot of shit. And I get where they're coming from. These are real fighters, actual fights. Granted, they have 4-ounce gloves, and there's a ref, but that's like the airsoft guy saying that they want to come and try to kill me.
Yeah.
You're
insane.
You've never had a real bullet whiz by your head.
Yeah.
You're in trouble when shit starts blowing up. You're not even going to be able to reload. You're going to be shaking and peeing yourself. So I could see Sean O'Malley absolutely destroying.
$1 million to box.
Whatever the money. Oh, to box, I don't think he wins in boxing. I think he definitely goes to decision.
He
but
said he would put up $1 million to fight him. To fight.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he would box him, but not $1 million of his own money. So obviously the boxing, they would make a lot more. It'd be a real like thing. But if Devin Haney just showed up to the gym or showed up outside here and fought Sean O'Malley, he's gonna have a bad day.
a real bad day.
A real bad
speaking
day.
of boxers versus fighters, I don't consider Jake Paul an influencer anymore. I really believe he's a professional boxer. Mike Tyson just tweeted or was on a podcast and he just said, I got him started in this boxing thing and I'm going to take him out of it. So I'm excited to see what Jake Paul looks like inside the ring.
Jake Paul is going up to heavyweight to fight Mike Tyson, and there's been some leaked clips of him, and this is what he currently looks like. Man's 260 pounds. Still looks pretty athletic.
No, who said that they think that's his real belly? There's no way.
The New York Post posted today. They tweeted
You think
this
that's his
exact
real belly?
photo. No, it's definitely not his real belly.
This is his real belly, guys. I just saw him. I just saw this man. This is his
I
real
would-
belly. He's coming in heavy for this fight. He needs the power behind him. That is nothing but a fuel tank for the power that he's going to bestow upon Mike Tyson.
That's how we
like
got
a shelf. I'd
that's
put the
how
chicken there.
Like a shelf.
he had to get
Put the
that
bucket up
fat
on it.
to sneak into the sphere. He couldn't sneak into the sphere unless he got that heavy.
I just put the bucket on the belly with a straw into the chicken and just slurp it up.
Like a boba straw, like a big, thick one.
Yeah, if you're that big, your cheeks are a little more round. Absolutely.
Bro, this is funny. Jake Paul is honestly great at the whole promotional side, obviously. And, he, to be honest, yes, he has a little bit of a gut, but overall, he looks good.
I would love to have the kind of money and the time to make a prosthetic belly for myself.
Yeah, he's definitely got.
I
The,
mean-
definitely got the money.
I mean,
but shout out to him. He's just a regular kid from
owns
Ohio.
it. He owns it.
Shout out to Prime. What do we got next here?
Do we?
Yeah,
Oh,
some
this
more
is
O'Malley.
Sean talking about, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but he's making a case where he feels like he won 3 of the 5 rounds,
Yeah, 1, 3, and 5. Yeah,
and
I think, and no disrespect, I'm a big Sean O'Malley fan. I've been on the dick riding train for a while, but he got dominated for 5 rounds.
I just don't buy. But I mean, yeah, I get it. It's how some people deal with losing, I guess.
He's dealing well though. I mean,
I think he's doing a really good job with dealing with it, to be honest. And as far as this is concerned, 1, 3, and 5 is a little. You know what? I'm wearing a Sugar Sean hat. 1, 3, and 5.
He won.
1, 3, and 5. He won. Run it back.
Hey, and no disrespect to Sean. I don't know what was going on. He just looked a little different, but I got to give all the accolades to Marab.
Yeah.
Marab went in there, and I really, honestly, I can't lie. No disrespect to Marab. I thought that Sugar Sean was going to find his chin pretty early, and Marab just ran around like he was on PCP for 5 rounds and dominated.
He
Sean.
did great. And he I thought he was very performed a lot of like showmanship in the ring, which is like Sugar Sean's thing. And so I think he really capitalized on like, let's make some viral moments. So like that was insane on Marab. But I do think that Sean O'Malley probably, arguably, what did he do? He won 2 rounds for sure, I think, right? Is it 1 and 5? So it's really a toss up on that third one.
Yeah, so now we're looking at Anthony Joshua, who, put a lot on the line. He came
What
back.
a crazy knockout.
Yeah, and right after, so this clip is basically him talking shit, like he ain't shit, and then goes out there and just right after he gets knocked the hell out. It was just wow.
He looked good. I mean, he came in, he says all the right things. He has all the accolades. He's got all the belts. Obviously, he's on his come up again for the 2nd or 3rd time. He's loved by the entire UK, but it wasn't his night.
Man, the knockout's insane. A short right like that is like, that's crazy. Just hit him right on the button. I think that it shows a couple things. Obviously, you need to have that mentality if you're going to win. Every winning person in the world has an insane mentality that everybody's terrible compared to them, right? And also, I mean, it shows he's still got a heart in the game, right? He's like, oh, this guy sucks. I'll get in there. I'll beat him. And, it happens. Half the people that fight lose.
Speaking of fighting, KSI has a fight.
It's true.
That's
Half of the people that fight lose.
That's a great percentage. I love
Right?
it. I think it's true.
You know what? Crazy hill to die on. Half the people that fight lose. It's true.
That's a good bet. That's a good bet to place.
What about that? Do you remember the UFC fight where both guys got knocked out?
Yes.
Can you name who it was?
I can't.
And who stood up?
I can't.
I don't know.
Remember?
But I remember
Matt
the one guy got
Hughes,
up first and he won the fight.
Matt Hughes and Carlos Newton. And who got up first?
Matt Hughes.
Matt Hughes.
Matt Hughes, because he went on to become champ.
That's one of the another crazy thing that I just saw. It was on a smaller promotion. There was a guy. He was almost TKO'd, but he was on all fours. His opponent was above him, and he took him by the shoulders and the back of his neck and smashed his face into the canvas and almost knocked him out. I've never seen that in an MMA fight before. I don't think that's illegal either, because if I can pick you up and smash you on your face, can I smash your head into the canvas?
I think it's different. Because you're using an object.
Yeah, but
because
if
you
I
can't
pick you
take
up and
somebody's
smash you-
head and smash it into the pole.
Rampage
That's
Jackson.
the same thing.
Wait,
He's
you're allowed to
No,
hit
but
them on the canvas.
you could throw them
powerbomb
on the
them.
canvas, but to take their head and use it as a tool.
yeah, but you're using it as a tool. Rampage Jackson.
Was it just one singular slam into the face?
There's been a
Yeah,
lot
but
of.
that's a move. Slam.
Right. I don't think that
the
you can-
body slam's a move.
You can't repeatedly do it.
He did it once.
That's-
He
But
was-
once is good.
Okay,
And once
maybe
how
once
often?
is-
What do you guys think? Can you use the canvas as a weapon to smash your opponent's head
what's
into
the
it?
rules? We get once every 3 seconds?
I've never seen it. I don't think there's a rule. Have you ever seen that before?
Well, I tell my wife when I'm putting the pillow over her head.
Go on.
It's once
Tell
every
us
3
more.
Here we
seconds.
go.
Tell us more.
But yeah,
I don't know. You'll have to ask her.
I saw that this morning, and it was the first time I've ever seen an opponent get their face smashed into the canvas. Not body slammed, but smashed. Shout out to Rampage Jackson.
Talk about the canvas. Check this one out. I
You're
don't
a
know if
big
you know
fella.
this one. Another one
I
from
say
Happy
Rampage
Punch.
Jackson and a large black
There
man.
he is.
Was
There he
that
is.
Shaq? He looked like Shaq.
This guy's so big.
Check this out.
Oh my goodness.
His trainer, and now it's getting ugly.
But you know, he didn't start. The trainer didn't start it. He walked up to the trainer and punched.
Wait, why?
He was probably talking
Why?
crazy shit the whole fight.
Wait, play this again.
So he wins.
That's it.
Boom.
Oh my
And I look,
goodness.
the trainer just gives it to him.
It stuck him.
And now it's getting ugly.
This is not good sportsmanship, but God, it makes for great content.
Love it.
How many views? 4.1 million
4 million
views.
views.
4 million views on Happy Punch. That's
Holy
just.
We love to
Shit.
see that.
Can you tell us a little bit about Happy Punch? How this got not just the pit. Tell me about how it started. Like how did the Happy Punch all come to fruition?
So Happy Punch. So basically, we with the rise of influencer boxing, we started in 2018, and then in 2021, late 2021, influencer boxing was kicking back up again. Jake Paul had been at it. There was rumors KSI was coming back. There's going to be more YouTuber cards, and so Keemstar and Fuzi started this company Happy Punch to do all the news about it. And then it kind of became an Avengers squad of sorts. Fuzi dropped out. I kind of stepped up. And so now me and Keem and Alex are doing all the Happy Punch stuff. We're basically, think of us as like the Avengers of the influencer boxing community. We're just basically a collective group of people that all participate in the scene, that fight in the scene, that make news about the scene, that do podcasts about the scene. And so Happy Punch is just the best collective you could find. We're doing 500 million views a month. Even this right here. If I may introduce the clip.
Yes.
So this video got 34 million views on Happy Punch. Let's go ahead and watch it. It's Colby Covington, UFC champion, versus Lil Pump, internet sensation, rapping sensation from 2017. He gets choked unconscious by a UFC fighter. And obviously you can see him tapping. He's tapping the leg now. And Colby is not letting go. And he looks a little bit upset with him. All right. And Lil Pump is out. Lets him go. Stands up. Bad sportsmanship from Kobe, standing up and going, look at him, he's out. Look, he's out. Look at that.
I love Kobe, but that's the first time he's won in 5 years. I'm gonna call Fassi on FaceTime. Let's see if he answers.
Wow.
Lil Pump
that's,
looks great, bro. Very in shape. He was kind of
Yeah.
fat for a while. Too much.
Now he's a
purple
rapper.
drink.
Or what is he?
Yeah, rapper. Very popular rapper. Got popular for the song Gucci Gang in 2017. And now he's back on the scene, doing a lot of like social media stuff. Not so much music, but just being involved in the social media space.
Huh. Now, did they have a beef, or did he go to Colby and say, Colby, would you
I believe this was
choke me out and maybe I shit my pants or something?
This was like fact checked on by Elon Musk himself, and
AI?
It
His
was
AI?
It was by his AI. It was Lil Pump was training with him, and he said, "Hey, if you get me in a choke me unconscious for the views." And obviously, the views did well, 34 million.
Wow, it worked. It worked. He got choked out.
All right, somebody choke me unconscious on the podcast. We need these views.
I got choked out by a brown belt on my old show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucked.
Oh, gee, now I didn't even know who this how much I know about boxing. I'm all, who in the heck is this?
Is this the
Bobby?
Usyk?
Usyk.
Usyk, yeah, the champ. He just beat Fury.
Oh yeah.
Can you put the volume on?
Pano ka mabe on top of club. See you there, yeah. You ma. Don't shit for that. Hell, you got your hand on. Pano ka mabe on top of club. See you there, yeah.
Connors.
Hey, he's great, Connor. Yes. Crazy man. Look. He's
Yeah, you can tell he's been practicing this.
Oh my goodness.
That's so. Yo, was that Conor McGregor?
What a character.
Looks just like him.
I
What a-
love
what a
that
walk.
even champions in all different respects of sports have a blast just because of like the persona of Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Connor's just so big, even some of the biggest athletes in the world have an absolute blast
Well, he's
doing
such a
the walk.
character, man, and that's why anytime he does anything, this is dumb. This is just somebody impersonating Connor, some random band that nobody knows impersonating Connor,
And
it
a
gets
million
views.
in less than a day.
That's crazy.
To a man that's impersonating Usyk.
Yeah, exactly. Just a guy playing another guy. It's from Tropic Thunder.
Oh man.
Well, guys, there's not a lot going on in the MMA world, but we're doing our best over here. So please like, share, subscribe. Tune in to MMA Weekly. We're going to be doing this every single week, giving you guys the best news.
Covering the highlights of the week. I think this is fun. I love going over, like, we'll find whatever viral clips is happening. We'll go over it. I actually like this format. It's a little bit shorter of a podcast, but at least we hop in here. We show you guys what's funny, what's happening, the most viewed moments. That way you guys stay in the loop. And, yeah, always a good time. Nice to see you. You look great. Haircut? Amazing. Wow. That's
Beautiful.
to the audience. You know.
Any final words?
Thank you. Oh wait, which one? I think we need to have a poll. BBC or Freak Offs?
Freak offs right now.
Yeah, MMA Weekly Freak Offs.
Freak Offs? Okay.
It's where we do something insane.
All right.
Yeah. We gotta go to the strip when you get back and start doing some funny stuff.
Let's do it.
Get some outfits and some
Bought the microphones already.
some huge boxing gloves and just beat the shit out of each other in front of the
out of
Bellagio.
tourists. Oh, yeah, out of each other, yeah.
I like that idea.
Or a tourist.
Tourists, cool.
Someone will sign a waiver. I'll get
for
waivers printed out.
I don't want a waiver. I want to spontaneously surprise random people.
I think we should get the Mickey Mouse and the Despicables, the guys that dress up as
Yeah,
them,
have
the
them
street
fight.
performers, have them fight.
This is good, actually. I want the crackhead Mickey Mouse. I think he wins. We all are familiar with the crackhead Mickey Mouse that goes around Vegas. We've seen all the clips. I want that one. I got money on him.
All right, let's do it.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to MMA Weekly. We appreciate you guys.
Easy, quick, simple, viral.